Different variants of tokens, some legal and tax implications. Introduction. In the Web3 space, tokens have become an important component and are used in many different applications. Depending on their specific use, tokens can be divided into various categories like payment tokens, security token, utility token, hybrid tokens, hub tokens. Each category carries different legal and tax implications for holders, given that both the Web3 industry and legal regulations are rapidly evolving. It is important for those involved in the industry to understand the implications associated with each type of token. Some types of token that we'll be discussing: payment token, security token, utility token, hybrid token. Coming to the payment token, payment tokens are a form of digital currency that facilitate payment for goods or services. They act as a bridge between the two parties involved in the transaction, passing value from one to the other without involving a third party service provider such as bank or credit card processor. Example could include Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ether, etc. This type of token may be subject to local laws governing currency exchange and money laundering prevention. This could be treated as financial assets that can be exchanged for goods, money, or services. It's worth noting that these tokens can also be seen as property depending on their underlying nature when traded through exchanges or held in digital wallets as an investment vehicle. When used for transactional purpose, they are usually liable for taxation at regular income tax rate, meaning capital gains rule would apply if they qualify as taxable income under legislation where appropriate. For example, payment tokens are treated as property for US federal tax purposes and are subject to capital gain taxes when sold or exchanged for goods and services. Coming to the security token. Security token refers to any type of cryptographic asset that utilizes cryptography technology to provide its owner with certain rights related to ownership in an underlying asset such as equity or debt instrument within a company or fund structure. These type of token typically may require registration. For example, in the US, these types of token require registration from regulators like Security and Exchange Commission (SEC). In certain cases, this process ensures issuers meet necessary legal requirements for investor protection and market integrity. Moreover, depending on the country's rules and regulations regarding security offering, income generated from security token sales may need to be reported on yearly tax return according to capital gain tax rules set applied by respective government. Security tokens typically fall under security regulation and hence need careful consideration regarding their legal implication and tax treatment under the relevant legislation depending on which jurisdiction is applicable. Security tokens are digital assets that confer ownership rights such as voting rights or dividend entitlements upon the holder. This token often have regulatory requirements around their issuance and trading, such as KYC, AML verifications for purchasers. Coming to the third type, that is utility token. A utility token provides access rights to products, services offered by a company issuing it. These can take vastly different forms but often involve granting holders certain voting rights within an organization's internal structure as well as discounted rate for services provided by the said organization. Utility tokens are digital units of value that give holder access to certain function within a blockchain network or platform, example discount, bonuses, etc. Depending upon the laws of the countries, in many cases no taxation rule apply at the point when holder acquire utility tokens, since do not necessarily entail any monetary compensation, unlike security and payment types as previously mentioned. However, any profit generated using this kind of token may still be liable for taxation depending upon the local laws. Utility tokens may be classified as intangible property for US federal tax purposes, which means they would generally not qualify as securities under US law. However, depending on the underlying purpose behind them, they could still potentially be classified as securities. Nonetheless, so cautions should be taken when considering investing into such projects with regard to tax liability that may arise accordingly from doing so. Hybrid tokens, they combine characteristics of both security tokens and utility tokens, so they possess both investment properties while also providing rights to utilize products, services associated with them. Depending on where these hybrid assets are held and traded from, revenue generated from disposing them of can attract taxation or charges related both security and utility token categories that will vary depending on local jurisdiction involved. Tax-wise, depending on the specific purpose, hybrid tokens share similar tax implications as seen from security tokens and utility token, depending on how they are used within various contexts throughout their lifetime. Thank you.